Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Nick here bringing us a brand new video, and what this is my March Madness 2017. This is my 2017 bracket. The bracket just got announced. It's currently 5:30. Selection Sunday happened an hour ago. They announced the bracket. There was some shockers like Duke being a 2 seed. I thought they'd be over North Carolina, with North Carolina losing twice to them. Northern or Illinois State and Syracuse not making it in. Obviously, I know why, but I feel like they're better than some of these bubble teams. But there definitely are some very good matchups. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into it. So first up in the East, I'm gonna obviously take Villanova. I don't think a 1 seed's gonna lose to a 16 team. Um, I'm gonna go like up down, and may piss some people off, but that's just how I'm gonna do it. Duke is gonna beat Troy. I'm gonna go with Marquette over South Carolina. I feel like they have a very good backcourt, and I feel like they're very well offensively. I think that a 10th seed is kind of underwhelming for this team, but I'm gonna go with Baylor. Uh, Baylor over New Mexico State. I think that's pretty easy to say. Wisconsin, I think, is gonna beat Virginia Tech, but they kind of get bracket booked having to play Villanova. I think Virginia will beat UNC Wilmington, and then East Tennessee has been a shocker to some teams. I'm actually gonna go with the upset here. I'm gonna go with East Tennessee to pull off the upset over number 4 Florida. I think this is the most competitive bracket we've had. I think a lot of the what is it, the 5 to 12 seeds are probably big upsets like Princeton, Notre Dame. I think could be a good game. Middle Tennessee, Minnesota, and yeah, they're gonna be good games. I think that's a not a shocker to some people. SMU, they're a really good team. I think they're a sleeper team in this tournament. I have them going. Now moving on to the Midwest. I think Kansas beats I don't even North Central or whatever. I'm gonna go with Michigan State or Miami. I think that'd be a very good round of 32 matchup. Iowa State versus Nevada. I'm hesitant. I'm gonna go with Nevada in this one. I think that upset. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh no. Oh God. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna reset that real quick and go through my pick. I don't really like how this is formatted. I don't know. Villanova, we're here. Kansas, Michigan State. All right. But I'm gonna go with Nevada for the upset. I'm gonna follow it up with a Purdue win. I think Purdue will not, except for Sean Lake last year. I think they just got a bad matchup with Little Rock. Yeah, I don't know. This bracket's the Midwest is kind of like really easy for me. I'm gonna go with Louisville over Jacksonville State. I think that's who that is. I don't even know. Oregon over Iona. I'm gonna go with Rhode Island over Creighton. I think that most people have this upset. I don't know. I'm just not that high on Creighton right now. I know they played really well towards the end of the season to get that 60, but I don't know. I'm gonna go with Michigan State over Oklahoma State. And then to scroll down, I'm gonna go down to the South real quick. This one as well, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. I'm gonna go with North Carolina. I'm gonna go with I'm actually gonna go with Seton Hall. Seton Hall, I think, can pull off that upset over Arkansas. I'm gonna go with Middle Tennessee. Actually, I think they're very underrated. A lot of people have them in this over Minnesota, like on the Reddit forums for March Madness. A lot of people are like, "Rip Minnesota," like rest in peace. Like I don't know, but I'm gonna go with Butler over Winthrop. I'm gonna go with Wake Forest coming out and then beating Cincinnati. UCLA beating Kent State, Wichita State beating Dayton, and then Kentucky beating Northern Kentucky. All right, moving over to the West, I'm gonna go with Gonzaga. I'm gonna go with Northwestern. I think they'll get their first ever tournament win. Notre Dame. I'm gonna go with West Virginia. I'm gonna go with Maryland. I'm not really too fond of Maryland. I think if they're easy upset team in my opinion. I'm gonna go with Florida State. I really want to pick Florida Gulf Coast. I just don't feel like they have they don't have a good enough defense to slow down Florida State, in my opinion. I'm gonna go with VCU or St. Mary's. I think that's a pretty good upset to choose on Arizona over North Dakota. So back up to the top. This is what my slowly scroll down. This is what my round of 32 will look like. All right, so back up in the East, I'm gonna go with Villanova or Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin got really bracket fucked with Minnesota. Michigan and Maryland all getting higher seeds than them. I think they played really well in the tournament. They got beat by Michigan pretty badly. I think it was like a 20-point game today. But Michigan being a way higher seed, or like being a higher seed than them and getting an easier bracket is like not right. I'm gonna go with East Tennessee over Virginia. I think they're that one team every year that that people sleep on that end up making a really good tournament run. Although I could be wrong, they could bomb out first round, and we could get a pretty good West Virginia or Virginia versus Florida game. But I think East Tennessee makes it to the Sweet 16. I'm gonna go with Baylor over SMU. I mean SMU, a lot of people have as it's like a dark horse, but I don't know. I just feel like Baylor, after last year's disappointing run against Yale, like they're gonna redeem themselves. I think. I'm gonna go with Duke. Obviously, I think that Marquette, yes, they could put up a fight. I don't think it's gonna be close. It'll be like a 20-point game. I think it'll be like 90 to 70 or something. But I don't know. Duke's been really hot as of late. Uh, you know, let's see. Yeah, their RPI 6 strength schedule. They're averaging more points per game. It's just more. You know, it's just a better pick. Going down to the West, I'm going to go with Gonzaga over Northwestern. Northwestern getting into the tournament for the first time this year. I don't think they'll do much besides maybe get that first round over Vanderbilt. I'm going to go with Notre Dame over West Virginia. A lot of people are probably shocked by that, but Notre Dame's just been playing really well as of late. I know I don't think they did too hot in their tournament, but I still think that they have a good chance of showing up in this tournament and like making some noise. I'm gonna go Florida State over Maryland. I'm not too hot on Maryland right now. I have them beating Xavier because I'm just not confident with Xavier. And then I'm gonna go with Arizona over VCU. Arizona, I think they should have been a 1 seed, but that's just me. Obviously, like Gonzaga being a 1 seed, I'm not too hot with. Up to the Midwest, I'm gonna go with Kansas over Michigan State. I think it's gonna be a really good game, and I'm just gonna go with Kansas. I think Michigan State kind of fucked up not, going far last year, kind of like the first round, and that was the team that they could have won a national championship with. They played at their full potential, but shit happens. I'm gonna go with Purdue over Nevada. I think that's pretty yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. A lot of people aren't really too fond of Nevada. I've watched them play. They're averaging a decent amount of points per game, not giving up too many points. Marshall, Drew, and Carolina have been playing really well. Carolina, I actually watched. I actually know who this is. Marshall, I've seen. He hit like a game winner earlier in the season or something like that. Yeah, the Mountain West, the Big Ten. Yeah, I don't know. Rhode Island, Oregon. I'm gonna go with Oregon here. Rhode Island. I remember people are saying that it's like a Sweet 16 team, but I don't see that happening. Let's see. Michigan, Louisville. I'm gonna go with Michigan with the upset. I think Louisville's gonna come out. I think they're gonna have a rough game against Jacksonville State. I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll be like a close game with that, but I think they're gonna start slow, and then it's just gonna come up and fight them. With Michigan's been playing really hot as of late. And I just really don't like Louisville to be completely honest. That's just like a biased pick, but I still think that Michigan can pull off the upset. Next up, North Carolina Seton Hall. I'm gonna go with North Carolina. I don't know, it's just pretty self-explanatory. This one is also I'm gonna upset. I'm gonna put Middle Tennessee over Butler. I really like Middle Tennessee this year. If you look at their matchups, a lot of people are picking for being a 12th seed. A lot of people are picking Middle Tennessee. They went 17-1 in conference. They finished number 1 in their division. They're scoring a lot of points per game. They're allowing less points per game than Butler was. Obviously, Butler being in the Big East, it's probably more of a it's obviously a tougher conference, but I still think that Middle Tennessee comes to play in these tournaments. They showed it last year, beating Michigan State, and they returned a lot of players this year. So I think that's a upset potential game. I'm gonna go with UCLA over Wake Forest. Wake Forest is gonna come out of the game over Kansas State, but yeah, I don't know. I just have UCLA. I think Lonzo Ball's been playing really well as of late. They could have gotten a 2 seed. Um, yeah, but with their division, I think it's pretty well seeded. I'm gonna go with Kentucky. I think it's gonna be a really good game. It's probably the best game in the Sweet 16. Winner of this probably is going to make the Final Four, but that's just my personal opinion. Obviously, I'm not gonna pick. I don't know. You'll see what I pick in a minute. Now, this is my Sweet 16 matchups. All right, and then going up, I'm gonna start down here. UCLA, Kentucky. I'm gonna go with UCLA. I really am high on Lonzo Ball right now, and I think he's been playing great basketball so late. Their defense is insane. If you see here, yeah, they're outscoring their opponents by 15. Their RPI isn't as high as the Wildcats, but a lot of people picking them. They finished third in the Pac-12. The Pac-12 was pretty hard. You had Arizona, and then who else? Who else was in the Pac-12? I can't remember. I'm losing my brain right now. But I don't know. You had Kentucky finished at first in the SEC. I don't know. I don't really think the SEC. I think the SEC is kind of overrated, but that's just me. But I'm gonna go with UCLA in that one to make the Elite Eight. North Carolina, Middle Tennessee. I really want to pick Middle Tennessee just because that's Cinderella story, but I think North Carolina is gonna get it done. They're hungry after last year. They felt like they got robbed. The foul that was missed near the end of the game, then the buzzer beater. It was just not a good combination. I think that team's gonna be really hot coming in this event. Oregon, Michigan. I'm gonna go with Oregon here. Oregon being a 3 seed. I think that's kind of low. They could have been a 2 seed easily. I think they could have been over Louisville. But I think the matchup against Michigan is really well for them. Let's see here. Yeah, they finished second. Oh, that's the team, right? The Pac-12. Yeah, so they finished second in the Pac-12. They have the 9 RPI. Their strength schedule is pretty well. They have really good defense and they score a lot of points. Brooks was averaging, it says right here, 16 points a game. I don't know. And you see here, Michigan feels like it's carried by everyone. Yeah, they were pretty bad. But I'm gonna go with Oregon in that one. And then this is gonna be a good game in my opinion. Kansas versus Purdue. I'm gonna go with Kansas, but I think that Purdue will keep it close, like a 3-point game maybe or something like that. I don't know. It's just my opinion. Let's go up here. East Tennessee versus Villanova. I'm gonna go with Villanova here. The reigning national champions, I think, can get back to the Elite Eight with ease. I think they get a really good bracket. Besides maybe Wisconsin playing a really good game, but Wisconsin losing to Michigan, I think, showed a lot of their flaws. They couldn't really control the paint that well, and they got dominated in the 3-point line. But I don't know, Villanova, if they can hit their threes and they can, if they can spread the ball around, I think they have a good chance of winning that game pretty easy. Baylor Duke. I'm gonna go with Duke here. This should have been a round 2 matchup last year, but Yale pulled off the upset against Baylor. I really was looking. I had Duke winning this game last year as well, but I just think Duke's too hot right now. They just beat their rivals in UNC for the second time. I think they're hungry to get back to a national championship. They're just a great team right now, and I don't think they're being stopped anytime soon. All right, so Gonzaga, Notre Dame. I'm gonna go ahead and damn it, I'm gonna go with Gonzaga. I think that they're overrated as a 1 seed. I think if they were a 2 seed, they'd have the right bracket, but I think they're not fit for 1 seed. But I still think they're a good team. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with Gonzaga here. I think if they played West Virginia though, they'd probably lose just because of the matchups. But I think Notre Dame versus West Virginia, in my opinion, just favors Notre Dame a little bit more. They have a really good backcourt. Their 3-point shot has been insane recently. They played RA in their tournament. I don't recall if they won it or not. I'm pretty sure they didn't. I don't think they did. No, they didn't. They lost to Duke. So no, but like they had a really good run. They beat Florida State. I don't know, just not my cup of tea in that matchup. I'm just gonna go with Notre Dame in that one, and then I'm gonna go with Gonzaga over Notre Dame. Florida State versus Arizona. I'm gonna go with Arizona here. I think Arizona is one of the hottest teams coming to this tournament. Them and Duke is really the teams to look out for. But yeah, there's really not much else to say. I think Florida State, they had a really bad tournament in that semifinal. I think they played really bad. They could have won the game with ease. There's so many opportunities for them to get so many points, and then they got into foul trouble real early, and it was just bad. It was bad. Score doesn't tell how much of a blowout that was, in my opinion. All right, so this is my Elite Eight. I think a lot of people probably agree with this. Probably not in the early rounds, probably some upsets, but this is my opinion of what it's gonna look like. So now, these are the Elite Eight selections I'm gonna go with. So right here, I'm gonna go with Kansas over Oregon. Just because Kansas losing last year in the Elite Eight, I think really like lit a fire under this team. Obviously, not everyone has returned to this team, but there are some returning players. I think they got way better defensively. They were playing really poorly last year defensively, and I think that that's what's gonna uh, sprout them up to, I guess, a Final Four appearance. I think that they have a real possibility with Oregon, like against Oregon. Yeah, like I don't know. It's like it's hard. They won the Big 12. No, they lost. Well, they won the Big 12 regular season. They lost first round. I think that's what's gonna really like the fire into this team. They scored more points a game. And, their defense, they have like a plus 10 difference. Their RPI is insane. Mason the third is like on another level right now. And I don't know. I just think they'll get to the Final Four. I'm gonna go across here. I'm gonna go with Arizona over Gonzaga. I think this one's gonna be like one of the blowouts of the later rounds, like how last year we had. I think it was Oklahoma versus Villanova. That game was a blowout. I think this is gonna be similar. I just think that these seeds should be flopped, with Arizona being a one, and then Gonzaga being a two, and then I don't know. I just feel like Arizona is such a better team, and they're so hot right now that there's really no way that Gonzaga will beat this team, get to a Final Four. I just don't see it happening. Villanova versus Duke is interesting because you have the former reigning champions and a team that went out in round three to Oregon last year, but Duke is hot right now, and they just came off a very big win. They won their tournament. They're playing well as of late, and I don't know. I'm gonna pull off the upset here and call Duke into the Final Four. I think that's pretty. I don't think that's shocking to people. I don't know. I just don't. I don't think that's that shocking to some. It's hard to tell. I mean, Villanova being the overall number one seed. Wow, no one's picked East Tennessee. That's crazy. Wow, it's crazy. Should I be a bitch and like pull back? I'm gonna go with that. Florida, Florida. Yeah, I'm a bitch. I know. No, I still think that Villanova beats Florida, but that's just I don't know. It doesn't really affect my bracket, so yeah. All right, North Carolina, UCLA. I really want to pick North Carolina here. UCLA, very good team. I believe they met early in the season. That could have been Kentucky though. UCLA, third seed, lost their tournament. Kentucky, did they win their tournament? Kentucky did win it. All right, so yeah, Kentucky won their tournament. I mean, I don't know, but North UCLA lost early. I'm gonna go with North Carolina though. I know I just completely switched my answer, but that's fine. This is a pretty good Final Four. I think to me in Phoenix, Arizona. Obviously Arizona being in the Final Four would be really cool for them. I think that they could beat Duke, but I don't know. This is very hard. I'm not gonna give a reasoning for these because I don't feel like I can explain them that well. These are just my personal picks. But North Carolina, Duke, and North Carolina. No, Duke. No, no. Blind, bam. North Carolina. I'm gonna go with air. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go with Duke. Yep, I'm going with Duke. I think they'll get the 3-1 win in the season over North Carolina. All right, so that is my bracket. Just to recap, you could slow the video down, pause anytime. I'm gonna go through this very slowly. That's my bracket, boys and girls. So roast me in the comments for my horrible picks. I watch basketball, but I don't watch it religiously like some bracketologist. But last year I did pretty well. I got the Final Four right, but I didn't get the winner right. I said North Carolina over Oklahoma. So yeah, I had a pretty good bracket though. I won 2 of my groups, so I feel like I could do it again this year if some of these upsets go my way. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna end it here. Kind of rambling now. I'll see you guys later. Peace. I'll probably do another one for like women's March Madness and maybe the NIT. The NIT tournament has some stacked teams. I think like Illinois State missing out and Syracuse. They could be number one seeds. I think they are number one seeds, but yeah. I'm gonna end the video here. See you guys later.